Okay, so I'm going to say that this is no video slandering RE4 Remake. I don't have a reason to do so since my channel wouldn't even be past 2,000 subs if it wasn't for this game and the amount of views I have gotten off of it, so no reason to slander it, but I am going to voice my opinion on the amount of remakes we have gotten in the past few years. I put out some polls in my Discord and Twitter accounts saying should Capcom take a break from remakes after RE4, and so far the polls have each side winning. The Resident Evil remakes are a huge reason as to why the franchise is gaining more popularity as we speak, and 2 and 3 remakes are prime examples of it, and maybe, just maybe, 4 remake takes it to the absolute top. So I can't take away the impact the remakes have on a lot of young fans, but in terms of mainline stuff, we haven't really gotten much. Since 2019, the year Resident Evil 2 Remake released, we have gotten 3 remake projects in the span of 4 years. With the new mainline games, however, only one with Resident Evil Village. I can't say that Capcom doesn't care much about the mainline story because I'm sure they do, but I will say it is more difficult to create new stories and plots compared to remakes since they already have a solid blueprint for those games. Of course, there are multiple teams that work on these games and we sit patiently and a lot of times impatiently after the games have been announced. I truly believe one of the reasons as to why we have gotten so many remakes and so much content is because of the RE engine. Now, I'm not blaming it whatsoever, but think about this. Since it has been introduced as the main engine for RE games being developed, we only had 1 year where we got nothing. It was 2018. Every year later we got games, RE2, RE3, RE4 Remake, RE Village, and multiplayer games like Resistance and RE-Verse. I can't forget about Infinite Darkness has more content, but I don't think that was in the RE engine. But either way, lots and lots of content, and the majority, or should I say half of that, is remakes. Now, there has been a huge outcry by Resident Evil fans wanting a remake of Code Veronica to continue Claire's story after RE2 Remake, and it does make sense, and if you compare the games of RE4 and CV, you know which game needs the remake more. In terms of mainline stuff after the events of RE Village, I think a lot of focus needs to go to RE9 after RE4 Remake, and it probably will. I'll probably put out a poll before this video releases of what game should happen first, if it's RE9 or a Code Veronica Remake. If Capcom does take age to consideration and is a staple to the main 4 Resident Evil characters, time is slowly but surely running out. Now of course Chris looks like he is in great shape for someone hitting 50. Leon, Jill, Claire, and I'll even say Ada, we don't know what's been going on for them for almost the past 10 years. Let that sink in for a bit. Another fact, in terms of the timeline past 2017, which was the first game in the RE engine, only Chris has gotten an updated model of how he looks now, not any of those other 4 I mentioned. Now I get those games were focused on the Winters family, which I do understand, but I definitely do think it's a good thing that the story for them is done, and now the chance for seeing those characters has drastically increased. What I'm trying to say is Capcom can gladly sit on those remakes without having anything to worry about comparing to the games that they release that take place the year Capcom releases those games, except for Revelations games. Speaking of that, what happened to those games? It was such an underrated series and has been getting its flowers recently, and I think it is the right time after RE4 Remake has passed to announce Revelations 3. And with the RE engine, the game can easily separate itself from the others in terms of atmosphere, horror, action, you name it. Rev 1 and Rev 2 are drastically underrated for what they are, a spin-off series. It's about to be 8 years since the last Revelations game, and I think we are long overdue for a new game unless they create a new spin-off series, or a game which I would also be happy to play and talk about with you guys. Also, I plan on reviewing Revelations 2 on its 8th year anniversary, so be prepared for that. So let me say this, should Capcom take a break from Resident Evil remakes after RE4? I personally think so, but I will accept a Code Veronica Remake and then take a break, and vice versa, with taking a 3 to 4 year break, then getting Code Veronica Remake. I just want to see a new mainline content, whether if it's RE9, RE10, or Revelations 3, or just a completely new spin-off series. Eventually, I think they should take a break. Let me know what you guys think though. Should Capcom take a break from Resident Evil remakes after RE4? Voice your opinions in the comments down below, and thank you everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like and hitting the subscribe button would be very appreciated if you are interested in more Resident Evil content in the near future. I hope everyone has themselves a good day, good night, and a good sleep, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, and much love.